Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Bara, in Las Vegas, Nevada, scorching Las Vegas, Nevada, 110 degrees. Welcome to the show. I'm joined, as I always am on Mondays and Wednesdays, by my co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair from Hayden, Idaho, Jennifer Fala. Jen, how was your weekend?
Well, the dog got sprayed by a skunk, so that was basically my weekend. Washing the dog obsessively with everything I can find. He's good now. He's got a slight scent, but I think it'll wear off. Good.
Somebody was there was discussion in my chat about skunks this weekend. It must have been because you posted something. So.
Well, we put a little pool, like a tanning pool, out back for Katie and I, and we were in there, and so then the skunks come in for the water at night, and I let the dog out in the middle, like before it was light.
Yeah.
He got
skunks hit him.
I don't see any scratches. I don't think that he actually got a hold of the skunk. I think he scared the skunk, it sprayed, and he got missed because it was all over the ground out there. Then I had to figure out how to get rid of that. So yeah, that was a fun weekend. Good.
Let me just share the Rumble link to the Telegram channel.
Yeah, do that because it's just never popping up for me on the.
Yeah, I didn't do it yet. It's now there, the Rumble link. So.
Okay.
All right. So while we wait for the Rumble folks to get in here, we'll go through the usual stuff. Please, everybody, do not forget that if you should miss a show, you can usually, if not always, go to mikebara.blogspot.com, where you can pick up all of the latest information on everything Mike Bara. It's just like Mike Bara world over there. You can pick up shows that we've done recently. Here's my interview with Michael Jaco. The Mushroom Ladies are on there. Last couple of shows Jen have done. Links to my books. Links to articles I've written. Links to my schedule of appearances. Videos I've done on subjects like the Calvine UFO photo and my book Ancient Aliens and JFK. Interviews with people in the UFO community. All kinds of cool stuff like that. mikebara.blogspot.com. Please also don't forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com. Hit the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, all lowercase, no S, just ALIEN, all lowercase, and get this week's specials. And along with that, you're going to get some dinar, you're going to get some dong. You're going to get all kinds of different currencies depending on your level of participation. This week's specials include the sleep gummies, which are great. The Lotion 2000, wonderful for your skin. Mushroom coffee. What?
Push your mic back just a little bit. It's like a little tinny and really loud.
Is it too loud? Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I can just actually reduce my volume. The reason I do that, is this better? Yes, no. Yep.
Just a little bit tinny still. Maybe push it back. Can you push it back?
How's that? Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to yell. I have to yell because I've watched the videos, and when I just go to my normal voice, I just try to. You can't hear anything I'm saying. So, and I'm very clever and funny, so you want to hear what I'm saying. How did you end up on top? So, I'll try to get the volume modulated. Thank you, Jen. Thank you in advance, so the audience doesn't have to tell me that my mic is too hot. Actually, they already did. Okay, where were we? We were over on the CBD Gurus. Matt and Lucas are wonderful people. Get over there, support them, buy their stuff, make yourself happy. It'll help you in all kinds of different ways. Also, please don't forget to visit our other wonderful sponsors, the folks over at MikeBaraPets.com, where you can get all kinds of holistic mushroom-based supplements and treats for your dogs, your cats, your fur babies, your horses. Hit the shop now button, slide on into there. I've got Barkley on the Mojos, the Mush Puppies, and Super Sauce. He's doing really well. He's a happy dog. Oh, they've now got the Sequoia dinner, turkey dinner. Ooh, new canned food turkey entree for cats. I'm going to try that for you, Miss Fluffy Muffy. Mojos are wonderful. Mush puppies are wonderful for the dogs. Chill Doggies is a great product for when we go out and leave Barkley alone and he gets anxiety. You can give him that. It can mellow him out. Mush Ponies for the horses and the donkeys, and the Enforce line of products for human beings. Mushroom supplements. Wonderful, amazing stuff. The Enforce Plus is for your immune system boosting, clarity, restore, shield, all kinds of cool stuff. They've got chocolates, they've got coffees, they've got starter packs. If you have any questions about your pets or your own health, send it to MikeBaraPets@gmail.com. Link is in the description. That will get you to Diana, who is a certified pet nutritionist and a personal experiencer who solved her own health problems with the reishi mushrooms, the Coriolis versicolor, the amazing products that they have over at MikeBara.blogspot.com. Also, please do not forget to hit the LifeWave, folks. Link is in the description with the phototherapy patches. Once again, I've been using the X39 and the SP6 patches for the last 3 months. My blood work is amazing. Just got it last week. I lost 12 pounds in 3 months, and I'm still eating pizza and drinking Dr. Pepper like it's going out of style. They have some amazing stuff over there. They have patches for all kinds of different stuff. They got pain, energy enhancers, sleep, all kinds of stuff. If the CBD doesn't work for you, or the mushrooms don't work for you, or the LifeWave doesn't work for you, try one of the other ones. Together, they are all amazing. And Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at JenniferFallah.com this week?
I said I was going to put the classes on sale for my last show. I forgot to do that because of dog. I was just distracted.
Because of dog, yeah.
Yeah. So I will do that this week. I will put the classes on sale at some amazing price, and you guys can all pick them up. So you're going to want to go to JenniferFallah.com if you want to get a healing. The healings are buy one, get one free still. I'm going to leave that up for a while. Hi, Gina. And also, you can go to philosophy.com. I do have appointments in July still available for reading. So you go to philosophy.com to book and schedule the reading.
Sorry, hang on. Hang on, I'm trying to do 3 things at once.
That's I'm always doing that.
There we go, philosophy.com.
We have an hour, a half hour, and a 15-minute. Anything, whatever works with your budget. And I do have availability. I think the soonest availability I have is the 17th. Probably for 15 minutes. So if you guys want to get in there and get those, go ahead.
All right.
You can also, if you don't know how to reach Susan Gretz or Marcy Howell, I have them listed on my website. You can go there, scroll down, find them, purchase their services, their emails in the write-up, email them after purchase with them. So, and that's all the promotion for today.
Okay. Thank you, Jen. All right. Jennifer needs to turn her mic up just a tad. No, you know what? Jen's loud enough. I can hear Jen. She's loud. She's got that voice. Got that wife voice.
You know what?
It was the anniversary of my my wedding, my ex-wedding anniversary this last week, quite a while ago. All right, let me double check. All right, so
Random.
There are about 3,000 of you here in the live stream. There should be more because I'm about to do an information dump. I'm actually waiting. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to give you the information that I have. Let me get over to the captions and get the news banner up. Now, Jen, I'm sure has Jentel of some kind, but she's going to sit on it for a little bit. Jen, I'm going to leave you here, but I'm going to make you a little smaller.
That's bigger.
Now you're smaller. So I'm going to give you the information that I was given on Thursday, and which has since a lot of it's been confirmed by multiple sources. And you're not going to like some of it. But I'm going to remind everyone This is not about being greedy. You will all be wealthy. You will all be rich. But if what I'm hearing is true, what has happened is that some people have decided they're going to allow us to become millionaires. They are not going to allow us to become billionaires. They apparently have made that decision. Now, I'm going to share with you everything I know. Jen, you don't have to give me the smirks. Jen is going to have probably different information. So what I'm going to do, Jen, is put out everything that I'm allowed to talk about, because I promised certain folks that I will not put out information that might expose them as a source. The information I'm about to give you comes from at least 4 different sources, but at least 3. So it's not from one person. So don't take this out on anyone, please. But I've asked Jen to sort of just take notes and meditate and go through that's true, that's not true, that's true, that's not true, as I give you this information. So let's go through it piece by piece. Okay, first of all, the Iraqi dinar has revalued. It actually revalued on July the 9th. The bonds have not been paid out quite yet, but people who are going to pay the bondholders have received funds, and they are liquid. The rate on the Iraqi dinar is $3.47. Agreements were reached in, I believe, early April when President Trump visited the Middle East between the Gulf states and the president. The agreement is that the Iraqi dinar would not come out at more than $3.50 so as not to upset the financial hierarchy of the Middle East Gulf states. In return for this and another thing, which you're going to hear about in a second, the Gulf states all agreed to peace and with Israel, recognition of Israel's right to exist, and drawdown of all weapons. Both the Persian states and the Arab states have all agreed to this in return for this favor. The $3.47 will be available at the banks when it goes live. This will also be the rate at the redemption centers. The difference is that at the redemption center, you will not have to pay a fee. At the banks, you will be paying a 1.25% fee. However, the dinar will float up. It will be allowed to float, but it will be a controlled float. The controlled float will be, let me double check to make sure I got this correct. It will be 2% per day.
I got to do something.
Okay.
Hang on.
So you want me to wait?
No,
go ahead. Okay. So the 2% per day, by the way, Jen, we can still hear you. So if Jen, rips one or something, we're going to know about it. The 2% per day means that after 30 days, the rate could be as high as $6. Now, we've all heard other rates, $5.91 on the dinar. We've heard high 4s or 5 on the dong. Those, I believe, numbers are what they're going to be allowed to float to. I was told, and this is what I've been told by various people, I was simply told those rates of $16, $28.50 for the dinar are not happening. They are only going to be allowed to go to 5 or 6, and that's as much as you're going to get out of it. So that's what I'm told. The rate on the dong is going to be 47 cents. It propagated through the system at 13 cents. It is going to be 47 cents. And that's going to be the same at the redemption centers and the banks. The ZIM rate is going to be $3 million per 100 trillion note bond if you do not participate in any humanitarian projects. If you do, and you're part of a sovereign group or a whale or an acknowledged institutional investor, you can get $50 million per note. If you are an average person like you and me, and you agree to participate in humanitarian projects, it's going to be 11,650,000 per $100 trillion note. So the other part of this that's important, and that doesn't mean you have to have a project. That they're going to give you a list of projects. You can say, yes, I want to support space exploration. That's a humanitarian project, and you will get the higher rates. They will not take any. That will be the rate you will get after what they use for the humanitarian project. So you will not be contributing. That will be your portion of it. It will be a structured payout. You will walk away with 25% on the day of. The rest of it will be paid out over 5 to 7 years, depending on your age. The younger you are, the longer the payout will be. The good news is you will earn interest on the money that they hold for 5 to 7 years. That will be an enormous amount of money if you have Zim. The Indonesian rupiah is going to come out between $1 and $1.30. There are no other major currencies in the first basket. There are going to be multiple baskets. The Bolivar, as of now, is an extremely low rate with zeros deleted. So it's not going to be a big money maker as things stand now, because Venezuela is a communist country, it's warlike, and it's repressing its people, and it's still under sanctions. If those sanctions are lifted between now and when it comes out in the basket, you could get a much higher rate on your Bolivar. Because what they're doing is they are financing these countries. But Bolivar will not be in the first basket. Again, this is information I have been told. I do not know it to be a fact. I'm simply telling you what I've been told. The rates are all propagated to every place on Earth. They are ready to go. The expectation was they would have gone last night, overnight, and we would be getting notifications today. Keep in mind, Bruce has told you this, Bruce has told you this, Tony has told you this, others have told you this. The possibility for notifications happening is sometime after the markets close today. The other possibility is official visible notification tomorrow morning, New York time, before the markets open. Okay, those are the other possibilities. As I understand it, it will not go past tomorrow for announcements. There is nothing to be done except announcements. Now, I have one unconfirmed report from a source that I really, really trust, who says that both the foreign minister and the prime minister of Iraq publicly spoke today and announced that they have revalued their currency. The rate they gave was, wait for it, $3.47. I have not confirmed that, but that is what I was told today that it was done, although it is not on any websites or any electronic media. They did publicly state this in gatherings or to the press or something to that effect. That may very well be the announcement we are waiting for, but we will not see anything to make our currencies tradable until probably tomorrow morning. Now, one last piece, and let me just double check here. One last piece of information is, is that Jen's? There's your Jentel. I'll read it along with you when you get to it. The last piece of information I have, and I do not know if I believe this, is that you will pay taxes. You will pay either 20% for long-term capital gains holdings or 37% for short-term. Short-term is within a year. If you bought the currency within a year, you're going to pay taxes on it. You're going to pay the higher tax rate. If you can prove that you bought the currency more than a year ago, you will pay the 20% tax rate. Many of the things that we have anticipated for Nasara and Jassara are not happening this year. They may happen subsequently, but they are not happening this year. It sounds to me, from what I can gather, like it was decided to push this thing through in spite of everything not being ready. And they're well aware that they may be funding some of the bad guys by doing this. But they decided they cannot wait any longer. Now, one of the things Jen told you last week on Monday is that this had to go last week. What I'm telling you is that it did. But that doesn't mean we're going to hear about it. It did go. It is ready. It is all set. And all those times before we told you that it was all ready to go were not true. It wasn't. It wasn't ready until Wednesday of last week. And now it is. So what I want to say to everybody before we get to Jen's, I'm sure, far more optimistic intel than what I just gave you, is none of this is bad news. None of this is bad news. You're going to come away with an awful lot of money. But the old systems structures are not going down without a fight. So that's where I'm told our situation is right now. And I anticipate some sort of notification that we can get ready to go to the banks no later than tomorrow morning. So that's what I hear. Jen, do you want to go through my checklist and say, yeah, no, or do you want to just do your Jentel?
We could do that after the
Okay,
Jentel.
let's do the Jentel then.
Hello. Good morning. This is Jentel for July 14th, 2025. Interdimensional meditation, 6th level of heaven, Jesus and the teens.
Sorry.
Shut up.
I just
Shut up. Just wait. Just wait. Wait for it. Sit over there. Be quiet.
I'll mute. Okay.
All right, I was really rushed this morning. But my team helped me out a lot with this, okay? We don't have coming in the news, we just have RV news. Gabriel spoke. The rate for Iraq went live and is ready on the bank and redemption screens as of last night. They're going to hold off the public reveal. Notifications should come out first before the public reveal. They are watching the rates move and rise and will pull the trigger when they are all in the range for exchange. I believe this is on the bank and exchange screens. In exchange center screens, those are different rates than a street rate. The best possibility for notifications is tonight, East Coast time, USA. Public announcements from Iraq will be made later in the week. They want 4B to start scheduling appointments first. And that's Jentel for today.
So I'm going to re-emphasize to everybody that Jen and I have not communicated whatsoever since Wednesday. And yet...
No, he's got this intel, and he's like, well, everybody, we need to do this live, and, we're just...
And Jen blew me off. Like, no. Jen said no. Busy.
We're not doing it.
And it turns out we're basically in the exact agreement. Now, Jen, it sounds like to me that one of the differences is that my sources are telling me these are the rates, and that's what you're going to get at the redemption center, and that's what you're going to get at the bank. The difference is that you're going to get a little bit more at the redemption center because you're not going to pay a bank fee. That's basically what they're saying. But you're saying, it sounds like, that the redemption centers are still getting higher rates propagating on their store.
Yeah, they're like contracted rates they're agreed upon. This whole thing was agreed upon a long time ago. They've been trying to get the street rate to pop up at a place that's not going to shock the world and screw everything up so that it can float up. The bank rates is always going to be higher. We've got levels to these screens.
You mean the redemption center rate's always going to be higher?
No. There is a street rate.
347 for the...
There is a bank rate. And there is an exchange center rate.
Okay.
And the whole entire reason that they have these exchange centers and they're getting special rates from the treasuries in certain governments because they sat down, paired up with big banks and everybody a long time ago so that this event will make everybody a whole bunch of money. Not just you. These exchange centers aren't doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
Their businesses, right.
So if they give you a street rate They're not making any money. They want to give you a higher rate. Okay. And then, so they're just like I said, so you exchange at a certain rate at the exchange center. They turn around, sell it to the Treasury for a higher rate. The Treasury sells it between countries for a higher rate. Everybody makes money. All right. So it makes no sense that we're going to, why the hell would we go to the exchange centers if we're not going to get a higher
Well, because
rate?
you're not going to pay the fee that you would pay at a bank. So you're saving 1.25%.
That's
and also the Zim is, you're not going to be able to exchange the Zim at a bank. You're not. It's going to have to be at a redemption center. You'll be directed.
Trust me. Trust me.
Okay.
We've got agreed upon rates for the exchange
Okay.
centers.
All right.
Okay.
I like your scenario better. I'm just telling you what I was told. I like your scenario better.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell me? You asked me to go through this line by line. Go ahead and go through line by line. Ask questions.
The rate is the Iraqi dinar. Well, we already know. It's hilarious that the rate for Iraq went live and is ready. The rate is 347 for the Iraqi dinar.
The street rate is 347. It will come out at 347 because if it comes out at 481, it's going to do something that's going to I'm not. It's
exactly what I was told.
It's going to screw everything up. Okay, it's got to be lower.
It'll screw up the financial hierarchy of the Middle East.
It's going to shock the market,
and that's what the Gulf states did not want, and that's what Trump agreed to in April.
So we're coming out lower in country for their people. The bank exchange rate will be $1 to $2 higher than that.
Okay. No, you mean the redemption center rate will be $1? Oh no, the bank. Okay.
No, why don't you just be quiet? Right. You're annoying. All right, so
the show to be over. Just can't wait.
Don't even act like you don't like this banter here. We do this all the time. All right.
She's
so
mean.
No, I just know you for 5 years.
It's long enough.
I can go, buddy. I can go at any time. All right. So what we've got here is the IQD rate is going to come out at the 347. They did lower it. But originally it was talked about to put out the rear rate adjusted a little bit for inflation, just so that it is acceptable across the world and the markets don't shock. Okay, that's the only way I know how to say it. The bank screen rate, which is what they can offer you, and they want to because they want you to put more money in their bank. Okay. Is going to be $1 to $2 higher than that. The exchange rate that I just asked about is going to be $16.76. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. If I'm right, I want flowers.
I will buy you flowers. I hope you're right. Okay. Is that 28.50 contract rate a real thing or no? Or is that between nations or something?
I'm getting that's from a different tier.
Okay.
That is somebody who's already got a deal in place, a contract in place. It could be between countries. It could be what the exchange centers, the redemption centers, are selling it back to the Treasury for, and that's where they make their money. Okay. If there are no fees at the exchange center, let's all walk through this. How are they making money?
Yeah.
How are they paying their employees? What's the frickin' point? They've had people on payroll forever.
15 years, yeah.
Okay. They need to make a bunch of money on this. The countries are going to make money on this. Everybody's making money on this. The banks want you to get a higher rate and come to them. The big banks contracted with the redemption centers probably won't exchange your dinar. They'll tell you, I'm sorry, we can't do that right now. The Zim is interesting because I got that years ago when you asked me the Zim rate for not doing a project, face value exchange. They cannot take your bonds and say, oh, okay, we'll let you know if you're approved and sell it. they want to sell it back to the country and get their money. Okay, they're not going to hold on to it until 6, 8, 10 months from now when your project is approved. They're going to give you a face value amount, whatever they can give you for that ZIM bond first, project or not. Then you're going to submit for a project for additional funds. Those are additional funds. So what I got originally is that the ZIM bonds would be paid out at between $11 and $14 million a piece, depending on how many you have. That is right now. Okay. Then you submit for additional funds. Those are approved or not and funded at tiers of completion of your project. Okay. That's a whole different deal. That's from a big humanitarian project fund that will go out to fund the project, but they cannot take something from you and not give you anything for it. Say, oh, maybe someday you'll be approved and you'll get something for what we just took from you and it's already gone. Okay, no. The street rate on the repeal will be $1.45 is what I asked. Now this is all psychically, okay? I just asked Gabriel, okay, boulevard rate will be higher than expected. And we will exchange it at the redemption.
Okay, so that's in direct contradiction with the information I have.
Because it's based on, and I got this a long time ago. That's why I have so many boulevard. It's based on the true value of the resources in the ground. Recently, information's come out that Venezuela. Just
listen, okay, it's easy. Venezuela.
My whole life.
Venezuela.
I can't do it. Anyway.
Okay.
It's recently come out that they have like more billions of barrels than almost anybody else. These big oil countries that we buy from. Okay. Then you add in the precious metal, the jewels, everything. I've been telling you for a long time that the real numbers have been suppressed because they've taken control of that country. But the real numbers are out. It is known behind the scenes, not publicly. But it is starting to trickle out into the public. And I think that our best payout here is
right. Okay.
Go
ahead. You have more to say.
If it comes out at a 47 cents, that's just a street rate. The bank's going to be 2.29. The exchange center will be 4.289, 4.29. Wherever.
Yeah. Did I hear that somewhere? I don't remember where I heard that.
So that's my take on it.
So basically, we're in agreement to a great extent, just on numbers is the difference. But the other thing I want to ask you about is, do you think it's possible that the numbers I got are what they call sucker rates? In other words, the governments want to get people in there at lower rates so that their expense is less and their profit margin is more. So they're going to put out these lower rates, hoping that everybody will just rush and do that. Do you think that's possible? And then as we go on over the next few weeks, the rates will propagate higher.
I think the difference here is because of the kind of source that you have. And I can't really say. It's basically an estimation of all the known information circulating around. Nobody knows the real deal until you get there.
Yeah.
Okay. What I got is a while ago, the true rates of the values of the natural or the metals, jewels, oil that each country has came out a while ago.
Okay.
And everything rose. The values of certain things rose
because of the new discoveries
from what it was originally forecast
right.
to be. That doesn't include the ZIM. The bonds have been like set in stone for a while. But like the agri checks, I believe, rose. I don't know why with that one, but the Boulevard Rose, the value for that. But then they said, okay, these true values are too high to put out as street rates. The street rates are going to be too high. Let's introduce this
at this level. Yeah.
At a lower rate that's not going to throw everything out of whack.
Right.
Okay. In so many words.
And that's pretty much exactly what my other sources told me. That's what they told me.
And so what I'm seeing is there's a good possibility that these could come out at these low rates and then start to rise, and you'll see that.
Okay, one other question. You're still
yeah, because that's in the Jentel. They are watching the rates move and rise, and will pull the trigger when they are all in range for exchange. So what we've got are these agreed upon exchange rates contract with the exchange centers, the redemption centers, the banks, everything. We've got to get the in-country rate and the true values of these currencies to a place that justify those rates. Okay, this moves, it's fluid. But so, and then we had all kinds of people trying to stop this from populating and showing up on screens.
It all failed. It's all there. It's all ready to go. Nothing anybody can do about it. It's done.
I think we're done.
And we're going to see it at a very specific time. Very specific time, which I will be setting my alarm clock for in the middle of the night to double check. So, one last thing where we disagree, where my sources and your angelic sources disagree. What about taxes? Are we going to be paying taxes on any of this or not?
Bonds, as of now, as of the way everything is right now, it's not immediate. It's not immediate.
Right.
It's your responsibility to take care of your own taxes. There is good possibility that taxes will be gone in the fall.
But we have to wait for legislation and all that stuff. It's not, So look, you have until next April. But what I would tell everybody, what I'm going to do is set aside a portion of my proceeds just in case there's taxes. That's what I'm going to do. You do what you think is best for you. Obviously, do that.
I don't think there'll be taxes on the exchange of currencies.
Now, okay, that's an interesting answer. It brings up, is the ZIM going to be considered a bond or a currency?
ZIM's a bond.
So there might be taxes on your ZIM, folks.
I just saw a piece of paper at the redemption appointment that says tax exempt. So I don't know if this makes any sense. So like if you can sign, there's some, they've already figured this out. All right. There's an exemption of something.
Okay.
And you asked me about the ZIM. I don't know if the ZIM has an exemption because it can be used for projects or something like that, and they don't want people to have to pay money on humanitarian funds. That could be something, but I just saw somebody signing something, and of course it wasn't exact, but there's a big word that says exempt across the top of it.
Okay. That's the crosstalk for today. A reminder that questions for Jen must include your real name and the name of the person or pet you are asking about. Jen, we're up to about 4,500 people now on the live stream. That's more like it, because you should have been here for all this, because this is, Jen, this might be our last show. This might be our last show before this. Probably, I'm going to say it is. This is our last show before the turn. We're at the final post, heading down the home stretch, coming up on it. So get excited, everybody. Get excited. All right, Jen, let's start with some Rumble rants over on the Rumble side of the house. By the way, I completely forgot to mention that if you are on Rumble, that you can go in there and hit this little button here to subscribe for a mere $5 a month to support the show, or you can hit the little dollar sign and you can do a Rumble rant. And a Rumble rant and a subscription will get your questions moved to the front of the line when it comes to Jen answering them in questions and answers. So let's go to our Rumble rants, and yes, stop screen sharing, and start with Janine Carter for $50. Thank you, Janine. Does my twin sister Janet have any words for me? Is she happy she passed in January?
So you've been kind of like giving up hope on the stream. The exchange, I believe. She's saying it's just been delayed. It's happening. She's assuring you that this is, you're going to see your dream come to fruition. You are.
Okay, good. I'm looking for another. There's another Rumble rant, but where is it? I can't find it. All right, I'll just read it off the screen. Let me go to pinned. Okay, let's just read it off the screen. Deharung for $5. I don't know your name. Future USA map shows after earthquakes and tsunamis, the states of Nevada and Arizona are gone, and parts of Utah will be totally underwater permanently. When do you see this happening? I don't. It's not going to happen. So that's my opinion, Jen.
It's big no.
It's a big no. Donna Elwell. Okay. Thank you, Donna.
Let me just go a couple hundred years from now and stand on the coast in Oregon. Let's see what happens there. Okay, let me just do that with the projection of consciousness. So let's find out.
I prefer Las Vegas, but okay.
God, you're annoying. All right. Well, we've got a lot of buildings that, that's upsetting. But they're resorts. Still there.
Still there. Linda is now a... do you see these cities in Arizona, Prescott, Chino Valley, Sedona, or Flagstaff underwater permanently? No, we don't. Linda 3302 is now a permanent supporter. The Kel for $19. Terry is her name, T-E-R-I. Question, does my dad, Jim, who passed in 2018, know where my husband and I went yesterday?
He's aware of it. It's like a smirk on his face. Yeah. He is aware of it.
Nikki for $5, NIKKI. Does the person that's been on my mind think about me or want reconciliation? Will he ever address our issues? Also, does Emily, who is a different person, feel bad about what happened between us? So 2 different questions there for Nikki.
Just one question, please. She feels kind of bad. She's not one to accept responsibility about things. Now, he feels worse. He feels kind of sick about it, but doesn't see how he can come back in. Just doesn't see how you could fix it. Guys, I'm just going to say this. I see this too often with the guy sitting back and saying, well, I don't think she's going to take me back, so I'm not even going to say, just try. Listen. Even if the situation is, seems like there's no hope, us women, we like it when you're brave. We like it when you come in and try anyway. We do not like it when you sit back like a wuss and say, well, I don't know what to do. It's not easy. You know what? Life's not easy. You really want it? Go and get it.
Yep. And
she'll
you know
probably
what?
say yes because she did that.
I can verify that because I had a big row with somebody recently, big row with her, and it's all fixed and we're moving forward. So because I went and I said, look, this is what happened. Sorry about that part of it. Let's move forward. So
and I've heard that from many women too, that they would consider it because of the bravery. Like me personally, I recognize strength in people and I love it. When it's like totally hard and somebody does it anyway, or they're totally brave, I'm just like, you know what? That was awesome. You know how hard that was? That's awesome. You're badass. I mean, I love that. I love that when I hear stories like that.
Okay, Lucy for $5 over on the Rumble Rat side of the house. She's also a subscriber. Says, hi, Jen. Tim is someone I had an interest in my community from a few months back. If he is still available, is there a chance of a relationship now or in the future that would be worth my while? So Lucy wants to know about Tim.
Tim feels really solid in a relationship. Like he feels like he's pretty much taken. And I do feel a comfort there. So I think that ship has sailed, or it's just not the right time right now.
Teddy says, hi, Jen. Is my asthma breathing issue karmic, diet related, or stress? Cat. Sorry, this is Cat. K-A-T. Is my asthma breathing issue karmic, diet related, or stress? $5.
Neither. You've developed a touch of asthma. It's the body changes like every 7 years. It's just it could be where you're living. It could be it just you have a very slight touch of asthma, and you should keep an eye on it. It's not like I'm gonna I need an inhaler. I'm gonna die. It's just a tightness that starts wheezing. So you've developed that. It's kind of hereditary. Runs in the family when you reach a certain age.
Yeah, that's interesting because every 7 years you have recycled every cell in your body. In other words, every cell in your body has been replaced by a new cell every 7 years. So you get a completely new body every 7 years. Okay, Amber says, will my unexpected time before the judge next Monday go in my favor?
It's not as bad as you think, but not completely in your favor, no.
Okay, Super Dave, aka Pork Chop, welcome back for $100, Jen. What a dude.
Hi, Dave.
Dave here. It's been super crazy the past 2 months with everything. Will the court case with my brothers get settled this month in July, or will it keep going?
Yes. We're done. You're done with it.
All right. Kelly for $5 says, do you see our closing going well on August 1st for our house and the new house? P.S. Future Jentel confirming coming here. You said we get something before we build our dream. Interesting. So Kelly wants to know if she's going to close on her houses to both deals on the 1st of August.
Delayed a little bit, maybe a week or so. There's some kind of issue.
Okay, Lisa for $5 says, do you see my home base being in Illinois, Georgia, or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Okay. Rhonda, you used to have a girlfriend named Rhonda. $10. Do my spiritual guides think I'm on the right path? Any messages for me? Thank you so much.
You're exactly where you need to be. Doesn't make sense right now, but it will.
Jan C, do you see my friend John getting out of prison this year, and will I have to take him in? Wow.
Not a good idea. Oh, he's changed a lot. I think he got sober. I mean, I feel like this, like, it really feels like someone who's been recovered for a while, or that kind of change. I think yes on the release. No, he's made other plans with taking him in.
Okay. Amber for $13. That's weird. I did get the house last week. Thank you for confirming it. I've been getting super dizzy over the past week. I did have blood work done, and that looks good. Can you tell me what might be causing the dizziness?
Sinus. Allergies.
Allergies and sinus. Okay.
See ears way in there. It's really stuffed up.
Nikki for $2 more wants to know if her guy will come back, and if so, when.
Briefly, and you'll have a decision to make.
Okay. Patricia for $5 says, Jen, will my son Matt's court case come out in the positive in his favor?
It's not looking good.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the YouTube side of the house and so forth. Bridget says, my name is Bridget. I'm wondering if I will get the Pizza Hut architect job I applied for.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Pizza Huts are coming back. Deborah, by the way, this is not a fire. This is my humidifier over here. Deborah says, hi, Jen and Mike. My mom passed away several years ago. Would you please ask Jen if she has any messages for me? Oh, all right, Miss Fluffy Muffy.
See, this is how it works. You tell me what their name is. I call them in. So we got Deborah Dyer. So if you don't give me her name, then I have Michael talk to them because he knows who they are. She is so proud of you, how you have handled things. All the responsibilities that you've had, and she's just really proud of you. She's been watching it. She knows what you've been doing since she went. And everything's about to be okay, she said. Michael said, she said.
Michael said, she said. Lena says, I was wondering if you could tell me what's wrong with me and how to start to fix it. Doctors have no idea.
Well, now, if Mike asked me that, you know, I'm just kidding. Kind of setting yourself up there. Okay. That's going to take a little more time. That's probably like a 30-minute reading to do from the top of the head down. Let's see. Lena. We've got an issue with the blood. We have a circulation issue. We have an intolerance to something. Might be a medication or a chemical of some kind. So circulation and oxygen issue. If you've had fainting spells or feeling like you're going to faint, I would go in and get checked out. Or what can tell you, doctors have no idea. Well, they should.
Okay.
That's going to take more time.
Okay. By the way, you guys can super chat over on the YouTube side of the house. Don't forget that. Stuart Barker says, Mike, there has to be peace in the world before Nasara Jasara. Actually, no, the Nasara Jasara brings the peace, but it may be delayed somewhat.
Yeah.
So they're doing what they can now to move things forward, is where I think we're at. Cool, Raul. Hi, Raul says, I have a question for Jen. Well, my bankruptcy is still stalled in talks, almost like the RV. When can you see me getting this done? I'm stressed to the max.
Third week of August.
There you go. Third week of August. Maria Annette here. Jen, your teaching shows are fabulous. You will definitely fill up those stadiums. Can you get on the list of humanitarian projects we pick so we can fund your tours? That's a good idea, Jen.
I don't want, see, that's one of the things is like I want to get enough money myself, and I think it's been like laid out that way because I don't want anybody else's hands on what I'm teaching, publishers, anybody funding anything that I do, so that I can present it. It cannot be corrupted. So, and I'm not saying I'm going to have plenty, and if I don't, then you guys can donate to the cause. I will set up a nonprofit for that. Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
Okay. Rosemary would like to know, do you see me doing any projects with horses or just having my own?
I think you have two. So I do think you just get your own horses for enjoyment.
What about the agros? Yes, the agros are also going to be anything Zim related is going in the first basket. So yes, agros are there, and the rate is good. Although I did not, the rate I got, I don't quite believe. So I'm not going to share it, but it was pretty high. Yeah, Bruce is not one of my sources. Although Bruce is repeating some information I've gotten from other people. I find it difficult to believe that there are more baskets as we exchange one currency, then we will go buy a ton of others. You may not be able to double dip. They may make you sign an agreement. However, it also may be that they are allowing you to do that. So we don't know. But they can't do it all.
At some point, everybody's going to have to revalue. Think about it logically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can't have these other countries just like currencies just being through the roof and revalued, and you're way down here. You're not going to be able to compete on the world stage. Trade's going to be a problem. You know, it's a domino effect that starts happening. Okay? Now, the exchange centers already have these agreed upon rates. They know that this is happening, so they may pay you out, and there may be a delay to access to, just like the bondholders, to that account. But I think everything gets done at your exchange appointment, your redemption appointment. By
the way, Jen, before we get to this next question, there's one other piece of information I forgot to mention to you. That the new gold-backed currency will not happen until after the Federal Reserve meeting at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is coming up next month.
Yeah, that's good. We need an RV window. That's where we make our money. If the US dollar revalues and it's higher than everything else,
right?
You're not going to make any money.
The reason why Jerome Powell's refusing to cut rates is to make the dollar stronger between now and then. And the meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming is going to take place on August 21st, 22nd, and ends on the 23rd.
Such a crazy place to have a meeting. Why is it in Jackson
Hole? They always meet in Jackson Hole. I've been to
Jackson Hole. That was a good time, by the way.
Okay, did you catch the dates? The meeting that's coming up, where the gold-backed currency is going to be decided upon, is we're holding the rates high until then, is August 21st through August 23rd.
August 23rd, God wins. Oh my gosh.
That, I think, is when the gold money's coming.
No debt by August 23rd, God wins. Oh my God. If I get that win, okay, yeah, I was like 3 years off. But like, if I get that win, I don't even know what I want. I want like a badge for that one. Like I want t-shirts. Say Jen was right. August 23rd, God won. All right.
Okay.
That's gonna be awesome. I would love that.
Maria would like to know if you see a rate for the Pingo. A lot of people are into the Pingo.
I think it's under $1. I think it's under $1.
Okay. Gary would like to know any word on, which is still going to be drastically more than it is now. Any word on medbed information? I don't have any. I'd say listen to Carrie Ann.
That's always been planned the same way. I don't think anything changes. I do think that they have like representatives there. I think like you do your Zim at a different table at a different station. Visions aren't exact, but I feel like, you take care of certain currencies at one desk, and then either that or, I think it's a different person that handles the Zim and the projects. The MedBed project is the money for that is coming out of a big humanitarian fund. Okay, that's like a project itself. So I've always seen people handed some kind of flyer. Looks like it's like a ticket. It has a number on it. It has information on what to do. Yeah. I still think it happens.
Dr. Connie, why would we pay tax when we pay tax is considered a capital gain? That would be why. That would be the justification. Okay, seriously, Miss Fluffy Muffy. Seriously, you just begged to get let out. You begged to get let out, and now you're doing this. You begged to get let out, and now you're doing this. I swear to God, Jen. She just begged to let her out.
I didn't know what's going on lately with the animals. It's like I've got toddlers around here. There's something constantly happening with the animals. I mean, like, well, Rosie, I had to do that, put her down, and I was taking care of her for a while. Then Max gets sick, and just like I don't even talk about it all over the house. And then the next day, Bear gets sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would just like to relax now and stop catering to all these animals, and focus on, because now I've got all these projects, I'm like nesting. I'm like redoing everything in my house and yard. It's just crazy. Oh, you know what? Is it Mercury retrograde or something? We've probably got some weird kind of alignment going on.
Could be. That could be.
Animals are affected by that too. They are.
Mark Zia said multiple times no taxes. So have lots of people. That's not what I heard the other day from a source who has a lot of verified information. So, okay. Maybe there will be, maybe there won't be.
Taxes on the exchange of currencies. You're just lucked out. Okay? That's just a difference in value. Now, a bond is something that you buy hoping someday the value will rise when you cash it in. And so there may be something about that, but I don't know what's written about other countries' bonds. Now, I know like a U.S. savings bond or something like that, or U.S. stocks or U.S. whatever. So I'd look into it. But we've got the big, beautiful bill. Nobody really knows everything that's in there. So maybe there's something in there about that. And maybe that's why they needed to pass it to get moving.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And also the Genius Act.
So remember I said that we had something in place just in case this doesn't go. Like everything, something fails. So we've got
a plan B. Right, a plan B. Yeah.
So as of now, there's something in there about that that's going to reduce the tax rate for that. If you should have to pay on certain things. All right. But when we go to gold, everything changes. Now we're in plan B. Well, originally plan A, but, we're always on plan A until things change, and that's plan B. So I'm not concerned about taxes. I mean, and then there's certain things like the Zim, there may not be anything written about that in the U.S. about paying taxes on the Zim bonds. And we might get some kind of, like I said, an exemption or special privileges for doing our exchange at the exchange center.
That'd be good.
So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. And Mark said that. Mark's not in charge. Neither am I. Neither is anybody. We're just trying to give you what we hear. Francis wants to know if that means 50 trillion Zim is worthless. No, it doesn't. It's just going to be half of the value. So if it's, it's all based on a 100 trillion note. What about the Zim? If it will be a full amount paid for senior citizens over 70 years, I don't know that, but I do know that the payout is shorter.
I'm not seeing any structured payments here.
Okay,
it's going to go into, I think, a QFS account with the Treasury of your country. They can hold a lot in those. If it's U.S. dollars, fiat dollars that I do believe they're doing the exchange in. When we go to gold, that amount of pieces that you have will drop significantly. Okay. So, I mean, even if you start out as a billionaire in fiat dollars, you could be, hundreds of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of notes. I don't think there's any concern in the fiat dollars about how many billionaires there are. I don't think there's any suppression there. It's not why rates, they don't change the rates because of that.
Yeah, that was more.
Can't have that many billionaires. It's like we've got a lot of billionaires you don't even know about.
That was my speculation for why the rates were lower and the taxes were allowed to come in, because they don't want people who you've never heard of suddenly buying football teams. That they didn't want that. So
it's not like an annuity with the Treasury of your country. It's your money. It's in an account. You can move as much as you'd like. And the banks are on board with that. They like that. Yes, we would like you to put $1 billion in our bank or $500 million in our bank. That would be fine. Yeah,
that would be great. Judy says, my mom is Linda. She's been cleared through blood work of dementia and Alzheimer's. What's wrong with her? Before Jed answers, I'm just going to tell you that a friend of mine used the X39s on his mom who had dementia symptoms, and they went away within hours. It started immediately. And every time he uses these, they work great. And so I would just say, give that a shot if nothing else is working.
Probably going to take more time for me to figure it out. But basically, I don't know if she's eating enough or she's getting the right nutrients. So there's this tiredness, like a brain fog, that is present. It has something to do with the way that she is digesting things. She might have some vitamin deficiencies or something like that, but there is a definite brain fog there, and it's from being overly tired and weak. So it's kind of an age thing. I would make sure she's getting the right supplementation. Yeah, that's going to take me more time.
Okay. A lot of aggro check questions.
I gotta go. What time is it?
Oh, do you? Oh, really? I have
work all day. Yeah.
We have a couple of Rumble rants. We have some, not Rumble rants, but super chats.
All right. Well, hurry up. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's rapid fire it.
Cindy asks, what about the R&R? When or if will it happen? R&R? What's the R&R? I don't know what she's talking about there.
Be more specific. I can't answer it if I don't know what you're talking about. What about the R&R?
I don't know what that is. I don't, off the top of my head, don't know what that is. Okay, Cindy, when will my husband get into a med bed and my friend Gail?
You know what? Health guy said ginkgo biloba oxygenates the brain. It might be that with mom. That she's not getting enough oxygen to the brain, but I'm just really getting a tiredness as well. Okay, $20 when my husband get into a med bed and my friend Gail. Husband, yes. Gail might not.
Okay. Lady Di for $10 super chat says Coco the cockatiel is egg bound. Will she need surgery on Wednesday? She's on pain, anti-inflammatory, and antibiotics now. Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to come out on its own.
Betty W says, hi, Jen. My brother Walter passed. I've never met his children. Do you see me meeting them? That is my wish. Betty would like to know if she'll ever meet her brother's children. That's weird.
Yes, but it's in a year or two. It takes a while to do that, to set that up.
$10. I have 2 sons, Matt and Bren. Do you see a reconciliation? They chose other people over our family and were very disrespectful, but I still have hope that they've matured.
You have either lawyers, somebody contact them because of trust that you're setting up for them, and then they're real chatty all of a sudden. Yeah.
Do you see XRP going? It's going right now. It's taking off. Tune in at 4 Eastern, the Mel Carmine show, the forecast. I'm going to be on there. We're going to be talking.
All right. I have ratings in 10 minutes.
How does Mercury retrograde affect the RV for $10?
It does not.
All right. That's it. I think we made it.
Tonight, I'm going to be on with Carissa. And she's going to tell us all about her lovely products and what she's doing and her blog and website and everything else. She's a wonderful individual, one of my students. At 5 p.m. Philosophy Show tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So be there to support me and her. We will be doing questions as well.
R&Rs and Nassar stuff, restitution, getting money back from all the fraud and birth certificates. Okay.
Okay, so yes, that's going to happen. I'm looking at like September, October for that kind of thing.
Yeah, after we go to the gold back money. Yeah.
Don't email us that I didn't answer your question.
That's going to wrap it up. I'll be back with Mel Carmine at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, and on Coast to Coast AM tonight. And everybody watch for tomorrow morning. Everybody. That's all eyes are on that. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Stay positive. Looks like we're there.